Hello, my name is Robert Drugge and welcome to my channel. Today we're finally going to start pre-growing. We will start the season, our growth season for 2022 for real. I have organized the seeds for the plants I want to grow this year in 3 different groups, and that is depending on at which time I have to start pre-grow them in order to, well, they are ready just in time to I can take it out in my greenhouse or straight into the open soil bed. The first group, which we will start on today, this is the kind of seeds that we need to start in the middle of March, and as soon as the danger of frost is over, we can take this out. Probably more direct out to the greenhouse than out in the open field. The second group I have, these are the ones we will start with in the middle of April somewhere, because these will more go out to the open land rather than in the greenhouse. But these we have to wait and take out like when we are pretty sure that we have summer, there's no frost at all, and we have a constant warmth. So we talk about June. In Sweden at least. The last group, this one, we will not pre-grow at all actually. This was made for putting straight out in the field in June. And here we have like different salads. I will start with asparagus, carrots, you know, stuff like that. But so these 2 groups we'll do later on videos in April and then in June. So we start with this first group. But let's see how will I pre-grow them. As you can see, I have some containers next to me on both sides, and this is like pre-growth cells, you know, the classical one. You have a little bit of propagation soil in here, you put in the seeds, you water them, you have them in a often a warm spot, not too sunny, depending on what kind of plant it is. Some of them love to have the greenhouse effect, so you really contain the humid and the warmth. Some of them really want to have a little bit more air, but the whole idea is we start them inside the home when we have a constant like 23 degrees to pre-grow them as much as possible. So when, depending on which kind of vegetable it is or plant, depending on how big they are, and when they are strong enough and ready, we take them out. The growth containers that I have right now, it's like 3 different kind of, you know, small mini greenhouses. The big one I have here is actually with a recycled paper cells. And this means, of course, I can only use them probably one time because they will rot, but on the other hand, it's organic and there's no plastic or anything. This is a big one. I can fit in 36 different plants. This is probably okay quality. This is a super low qualities. I have 3 12s. These I don't have any cover for, so we will see what kind of the seeds we put in here. Then I have a bigger one here too. This is the same fabric as the small one. Super low price, and the quality is, I don't know, it's very wobbly and it's so super thin, so I have to be careful. If I handle this, it will break immediately. But we will use it this time at least. All of these are new ones. Here I have a couple of old ones I had for a couple of years. And this is, you know, okay design, okay quality I mean. The plastic is a little bit harder, it has some cracks. The only problem I have with this is, as you can see, it's very shallow. We talk about 2.5 centimeters. So it's not for every kind of plant this. But on the other hand, we have many holes in this, many cells in this. So this is if you want to have a lot of plants. We'll see which one we put in each cell. But overall, I have 166 spots. And we are going to fill everything. We are going to do 166 plants. Let's go crazy about this. Okay, so what do we have today? First of all, we have a tomato. It's like a pretty rich tomato. This it gives it's a good produce for this. 3 centimeters big tomatoes. So it's a small tomato. It's not a little bit bigger than a cherry tomato, but it's a small tomato. Actually, I forgot to buy. I need to buy one more a bag of seeds for tomatoes. I need the one that is. I want to have some bigger tomatoes too. We're going to do tomatoes, broccoli. I love broccoli. This will not be in the greenhouse. It will be out in the field. This will be in the greenhouse. We have eggplant, aubergine. Never done this before. This will be very interesting. This will go in the greenhouse. It's pretty, as I understand, it's a pretty short plant. I'm very curious about this. Here we have thyme. I don't want a lot of thyme because really you don't use that as much. I will dry this, and so I have my own in spices, spices shelves, my own thyme. But I can't do like 20 plants of thyme. That will be like crazy. So I will do some extra and give away like as presents because everyone like, oh, I get my own thyme. Leek. I will do a crazy amount of this. We pre-grow it. This will go out in the field, and I want to have a huge amount of this because I use leek a lot. Basil, of course, I will make a lot of basil because I love it. I love it fresh and I love it dry. And also I can have a huge storage during the winter because in my food I use a lot of basil. And last we have oregano, yeah, it's oregano. Same thing here. I think we'll probably use a little bit extra of these plants and I will give away as gifts. And also, of course, I use it when I cook. So, what should we start with? Let's start with the favorite of all, tomatoes. Everyone likes tomatoes. Everyone wants to grow like 1 million tomatoes. Let's start with the tomatoes. So, we'll take the camera and bring a little bit closer so we can see what the heck I'm doing. For the tomatoes, we're going to use one of these in the big one, in the big mini greenhouse. So we're going to use a 12 because I have only one bag of this tomato, and in here I have seeds for about 10 to 15 plants. So let's try to make it a 12. And I mean, this is a basic thing. We will fill this up with the propagation soil, and we'll make a hole in the middle, and we put in a couple of seeds. We don't only take one seed because it's better to have a couple, 3, 4, depending on which kind of plant it is. So we will have more that grow, and the weak ones we will take off. You have to be sure that one is growing, because it's so sad if one of the cells is not growing. So better to have a little bit extra seeds and take off, and take the strongest one. And of course, this brand is Nelson Garden. It's a very famous brand. It's very popular. Sometimes a little bit expensive. And these seeds have about a 75% probability that it will grow. So that is, it's okay. It's okay. But that's why I mean that we need to have a little bit more seeds in one, so you're sure that every cell have a plant. Better to a little bit too much and a little bit too thin. We'll do like this, so I can show you the seeds. Let's see how many there are. Get everyone out. Let's see if you can see it. I'm not sure. This is about maybe 30 tomato seeds. So let's do 2 seeds in every cell, so we're sure that, yeah, I'm repeating myself again. I will be quiet now. Let's put in the soil and put in the seeds. Yeah, so now we just start filling all the soils. You don't have to be so finicky about it. Fill it in. Don't stuff it too hard, of course, because if it's too hard, the small roots will have a little bit problem to work itself into the soil. And remember, we will, as soon as it's grown a couple of weeks, we will move it over to a bigger pot, like a half-liter pot or something like that. And it will grow a little bit more, and then after that, after let's say 8 weeks, maybe like something like that, hopefully the greenhouse is finished and we can take it out. And that should be in the beginning of June. That is my plan, beginning of June. Well, it depends on the spring in Sweden. You know that is not the easy one. Okay, not too hard now. See, shake off the excess. Perfect. Move this one again. I'm such an idiot. When I did this, I'd actually throw some soil in my seeds here, so I had to like separate them again. Yeah, typical me. 1/2 centimeter. So we talk about 1 nail. No, actually that is too much. Depending on how big fingers you have. I think like 1/2 centimeter. So they have a chance quite rapidly to grow up and start getting to the sun, so they can have all the energy to grow. Okay, now will be. I wish I almost need to have like a something small thing. What do you call it? The thing you use in hospitals. Meh. Okay, let's see. There we have 2. Boom, boom. 2 in there, and just fill it over a little bit, and keep it loose. You don't have to. Don't have to like crush it down, because it will just be more difficult for the small tomato plant to grow. And we have 2 more. Down you go. Okay, let's pick up speed. 2 more. Down you go. 2 more. Down you go. I don't know if you can see this. I said it was 30 seeds, but I put down 24 already, and I have at least 25, 30 left. So it's like 50, 60 seeds. Man, what do we do? How much tomatoes do we need? Do we do 1 more? No, it's tomato. It's too much, because I want to buy another plant too. Okay, we stop here. I'll try to save these seeds. Yeah, I'll try to get the soil off and save these. I forgot to show you when I put in the water. Never mind that. It needs to keep moist all the time. Do not let it dry, but do not drench it. Think with these small seeds, it needs water, but not too much, because they will rot. So take it easy. Keep it moist all the time, but don't drench. This was the first one. Let's do the second cell. And let's do this time some basil. We love basil. The smell of basil in a greenhouse, it's like the best drug in the world. Another one from Nelson Garden. It has about a 75% probability of growth again. This one actually has seeds for 60 plants. And I will not do 60 basil plants. That will be a little bit too much. But I think we do 12 again. I think we will put, not 2, let's put like 4 seeds in every cell this time. So let's see how many seeds are in here. I think it's a crazy amount. And they are small and black, with the tomato seeds is a little bit bigger and grayish. And here, quite literally, we have like, well, hundreds. They are very, very small. I think we do, well, easily, we do 4 seeds in every cell. That is no problem, and we will still have a lot of seeds. And this time, I take this plate with the seeds and put them far away, so I don't throw soil in them again. When we come to these kind of very small seeds and basil, the depth is super shallow. We talk about millimeters here. So it's almost not a hole. You just make a dent. Only like a dent. They put in the 4 and just make a very thin cover of soil. This will take a little bit of time. Yeah, I will not have you watch this because it will take a lot of time now to get these the small seeds into the dents. And like that, as you can see, I barely cover the seeds. We talk about 0.2 centimeters of a cover over the seeds. Now we put some water, and the same thing here, don't drench it. It needs to keep moist, and it will very fast start growing. And of course, this is amazing. I love basil because I love to make my own pesto. That would be so nice, and my kids love the pesto too. And also, as basil, it's a very good herb to have in the pot. And here we can take like a couple of plants and put in the same pot, so we get a big, really bushy basil. So, a little bit of water here, and we put it as number 2. Well, we come to the end of this video already. It's way too long, and you have all already lost interest in this. So, what did we have? We had a long conversation in the beginning, and we actually managed to get 12 cells of tomatoes and 12 of basil. And tomorrow we continue and put in more. And tomorrow I will not talk so much. Tomorrow we'll go straight for planting the rest of the seeds. So thank you for watching this video, and like and subscribe, and watch my other videos if you like. Or if you don't like, well, you don't have to. Have a good day, and see you tomorrow. Goodbye.